Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Miles Johnson A. Madria, your analytical chemistry instructor, and I will be discussing the summarized version of our midterm coverage in analytical chemistry, which is all about the redox reaction and the acids and bases. Reminding you all that you have to watch the whole video because I will emphasize the concepts that will reflect in your examination, and I will also discuss or give another examples for those um, concepts that involves mathematical concepts, and making sure that you have your periodic table of elements, notebook, calculator, and the pencil and ballpen para makasunod po kayo sa discussion. So let me now proceed with the redox reaction. So we have here the definition of the oxidation and reduction. Please don't forget the difference between oxidation and reduction in terms of classical and electron. Classical, it involves the addition of oxygen or any electronegative element, or the removal of hydrogen or any electropositive element. While in electron, it is the process in which an atom or ion loses one or more electrons. Let's proceed with the reduction in classical and in electron. In classical, a process which involves the addition of hydrogen or any electropositive element, or the removal of oxygen or any electronegative element. Basically, magkaiba lang po sila, opposite lang po siya ni oxidation po natin. While the electron, kung kay oxidation, loses electron, this one naman is it gains one or more electrons. Let us now proceed with the rules for assigning oxidation states. We have two rules for assigning oxidation states. The first rule is oxidation state of an individual atom is 0. When we are talking about the rule number 1, remember that it must be an element, or it is just single, nag-iisa lang po siya, individual atom lang po. Like for example, we have here the chlorine. Kung mapapansin po ninyo, si chlorine po natin, nag-iisa lang po siya, wala po siyang kasamang ibang element, or hindi po siya nasa loob ng isang molecule. Kaya ang kanyang oxidation state, it is 0. Pero paano kung ang ginawa ko naman ay 2 atoms of chlorine? What is the oxidation state? It is still 0 because again, nag-iisa lang po siya. So again, with rule number 1, when it is an individual atom, the oxidation state is 0. Let us now proceed with the second rule. The total oxidation state of all atoms in a neutral species is 0, and in an ion is equal to the ion charge. With the second rule naman, kung kay first rule po natin, it is an atom. Kay second rule naman natin, it is inside a molecule. Let us have an example. We have here the Al2O3, 2 atoms of aluminum plus 3 atoms of oxygen. With the second rule po kasi, it is subdivided into 2. Neutral species po ba siya or an ion? With this one, sir, paano po ma-identify if it is a neutral species or an ion? Again, I already discussed, check po ninyo kung ano po or meron po ba siyang charge sa taas. If you will observe the Al2O3 or the aluminum oxide, mapapansin po ninyo, wala po siyang charge dito. So automatically, the charge of the Al2O3 is 0. Now, bago na po ang oxidation state ng aluminum and ng oxygen because again, it is inside a molecule. Hindi naman po siya nag-iisa lang. So let us now observe the oxidation state of both the elements in the periodic table of elements. First, we have here the oxygen. If you will observe the oxidation state of oxygen, it is just 1. Nag-iisa lang po. At ang kanyang oxidation state ay -2. How about the aluminum? It is a multiple oxidation state. So automatically, let aluminum be X. Since we have to find the value for the aluminum, isa-solve po natin siya. How many atoms of aluminum? We have 2. Ano ang kanyang oxidation state? Let aluminum be X. Because again, we are finding the value for the oxidation state of the aluminum. So plus, how many atoms of oxygen? We have 3. What is the oxidation state of oxygen? That is -2. And it is equal to 0 now. Ngayon, 2 times x, that is 2x. Plus 3 times -2, that is -6, which is equal to 0. Please don't forget to include an open and close parenthesis para hindi po kayo nalilito sa pag-solve. Ngayon, we already know that we are finding the value for the x. So, si -6 po natin, kailangan po natin siyang ilipat sa kabila. Para maiwan lang po sa left side ay si 2x. So, 2x is equal to, si -6, the 6 will remain. Yung number niya na 6. But, since we are transferring the -6 to the other side of the chemical equation, si negative natin magiging positive. So, -6 naging +6 po siya. We are not yet done because there is a coefficient for the x. So, 2x is equal to 6. Divide both sides by 2. Bakit 2 po? Because we have to cancel the coefficient of the x. So, x is equal to +3 now. That is a neutral species. How about when it is an ion? Kapag ion naman po siya, may charge sa taas. Like for example, we have ClO3 negative. Kung mapapansin po ninyo, meron po tayong charge na negative po dito. How about the oxygen? Again, it is -2. While the chlorine, we have to find the value for chlorine because there are a lot of oxidation state for the chlorine atom. So, ilan ang chlorine po na nakita ninyo dyan? It is just 1. Reminders, 1 lang po yan. No need to specify 1 po dyan. So, 1 times x plus how many atoms of oxygen? We have 3. Ano ang kanyang oxidation state? -2. Equals to, ano ang kanyang charge? Since it is an ion, it is -1. Saan ko siya nakuha? Dito po. So, 1 times x, that is x, plus 3 times -2, that is -6, is equal to -1. X is equal to -1. Pag si -6, nilipat po natin sa kabila, from -6 magiging +6 po siya. So, -1 plus 6. X is equal to, since magkaiba po sila ng sign, we have to subtract both the numbers. So, 6 minus 1, that is 5. Magkaiba po sila ng sign, so automatically, naging subtraction na po siya. What is the charge of the greater number? That is 6, which is positive. So, +5 po yan. So, x is equal to +5. I hope you already know or you really understood the rules for assigning oxidation states. Let us now proceed with the steps for assigning oxidation states. With this one, wag na po yung steps 1, 2, and 3. I have to emphasize lang ang steps 4 and 5. Steps 4 and 5. For the steps 4 and 5, kailangan po kasi natin, or there are questions in your examination na you have to identify what is the reduced element and what is the oxidized element. So, let us solve the chemical equation or the chemical reaction. Iron in solid form plus 2 atoms of oxygen in gas form produces ferric oxide in gas form. Again, with step 3, we have to identify the changes in oxidation state. Si iron natin, from the reactant side, it is just 0. Because again, individual lang naman po siya, individual atom. From 0, naging positive 3 po siya. Ano pong nangyari kay iron? Nag-decrease or nag-increase po ba ang kanyang oxidation state? Again, from 0, naging positive 3. So there is an increase of oxidation state. Since there is an increase of oxidation state, si iron naman na po ngayon ang tatawagin nating oxidized element. Again, kapag nag-increase ang kanyang oxidation state or oxidation number, it is the oxidized element from 0 to positive 3. With this one naman, si oxygen natin from 0 naging negative 2 o 0 to negative 2. Dahil nag-decrease ang kanyang oxidation state, it is our reduced element. Reduced element, nag-decrease. Oxidized element, nag-increase ang kanyang oxidation state. Let us now proceed with the oxidation and reduction reactions. I hope naintindihan niyo po to kung paano po mag-identify ng reduced and oxidized element. Yan. I have to emphasize si Leora and Geroa po natin. Because there are items in your exam na you have to identify again what is the element that undergoes the reduction process, what element undergoes the oxidation process, what is the oxidizing agent, what is the reducing agent. So let us have an example. Wait lang, hanap lang ako. Ito, we have zinc plus 2 molecules of hydrochloric acid produces zinc chloride plus 2 atoms of hydrogen. Let us apply the steps 1 to 5. Pero malaga lang naman doon, you have to identify ang kanyang oxidation number. What is the oxidation number or oxidation state of the zinc? It is 0. Bakit 0? Again, it is element. It is an individual atom. How about the hydrogen here? It is positive 1. How about the chlorine? That is negative 2. How about the zinc on the product side? Zinc po natin, 0 muna to si hydrogen natin, 2 atoms of hydrogen. Si zinc chloride po natin, sir, paano po yan? Si zinc chloride po natin, si zinc po, there are a lot of oxidation state. The same goes with chlorine, na there are a lot of oxidation states. Ibig sabihin po ba, sir, pareho po silang X? No po. Diba, binanggit ko po sa inyo na meron po tayong second basis in identifying the oxidation state of the element. Again, kung saang group po siya belong. Si zinc po natin, it belongs to the transition metals. While si chlorine po natin, it belongs to group 17 or the halogen group. And I already mentioned po na there are specific groups po na it is already identified kung ano po ang kanilang oxidation state. Like for example, si chlorine po natin. It belongs to group number 17. Since it belongs to group number 17, ang second basis po natin is kung saan group nga po siya belong. Si chlorine po natin belongs to group 17. So, meron po siyang negative 1 na oxidation state. Please do remember, kapag group number 1, positive 1. Group number 2, positive 2. Group number 13, that is positive 3. Skips group number 14. Group number 15, negative 3. Group number 16, negative 2. And group number 17, that is negative 1. Si chloride po natin, it is negative 1, while the zinc, that is positive 2. Now, since we already identify kung ano po ang kanilang oxidation number, let us now compare it. Si zinc natin from 0 naging positive 2. Nag-increase or nag-decrease po ba ang kanyang oxidation number? Nag-increase po. Kasi from 0 naging positive 2. How about the hydrogen? From positive 1 to 0. So there is a decrease of oxidation state. While the chlorine, pasensya na po, mali pong naisulat ko kanina dito, it is a negative 1. Negative 1 po yan. Yan po. Si chlorine po natin, wala po siyang changes. Kasi from negative 1, naging negative 1. So there are no changes. Na-identify na po natin yung dalawang element na nag-undergo ng changes po. First po, we have to identify kung ano ang reduced element. What is the reduced element in the chemical reaction? That is the hydrogen. From positive 1, naging 0. So, reduced element po siya. What is our oxidized element? Our oxidized element now, that is zinc. Kasi from 0, naging positive 2 po siya. Another one, what is the element that undergoes the reduction process? O remember, binanggit ko po kanina. Wala pa pala. Ngayon, sir, paano po mag-identify na ng element na nag-undergo ng reduction and oxidation process and alin ang oxidizing agent and reducing agent? Please don't forget the Leyora and Geroa. Leyora, Geroa. Anong ibig sabihin po nila yan? Pag sinasabi po nating Leyora, isa-isahin po natin ang kanilang acronym. L stands for loss of electron. The O stands for the element that undergoes the oxidation process. Since it undergoes the oxidation process automatically, that is the oxidized element. Next, the Ra stands for the reducing agent. How about Geroa? Opposite naman siya ni Leyora po natin. The Ge stands for gain of electrons. How about the R? It stands for reduction. Since it undergoes the reduction process, automatically that is the reduced element. And the OA stands for oxidizing agent. Ngayon, balikan po natin yung atin pong chemical reaction. Tinatanong po natin kung ano po ang element na nag-undergo ng reduction process. Magiging basis na po natin kung reduced element po ba siya or oxidized element. Since si hydrogen po natin, it is the reduced element, automatically, that is the element that undergoes the reduction process. So, reduction process po si hydrogen. While si zinc po natin, it is the oxidized element, it undergoes the oxidation process. Now, let us identify the reducing agent and the oxidizing agent. Apply nyo po ulit si Leyora and Geroa po natin. Ngayon, what is our reducing agent? That is what? That is the oxidized element or the element that undergoes the oxidation process, which is the zinc. So, zinc po natin ang reducing agent, while the oxidizing agent is hydrogen. I hope you really understood the discussion for the Leyora and Geroa and how to identify those mentioned categories po, or those concepts. Let us now proceed with the common redox reactions. So we have a lot of reactions, but with the redox reactions, I have to emphasize lang po yung tatlo. First, we have here the combustion reaction. With the combustion reaction, you don't need to memorize yung kanyang chemical formula or chemical equation. But please don't forget lang po na kapag sinasabi po natin combustion reaction, it is the reaction na ang kanyang product ay carbon dioxide plus water. Again, the products for the combustion reaction is carbon dioxide and water po. Let us proceed with the second redox reaction. We have here the disproportionation reaction. With the disproportionation reaction, again, the same element undergoes the oxidation and reduction process. For example, we have here the Cl2, 2 atoms of chlorine plus hydroxide ion produces chlorine ion plus chlorine oxide or the ClO3 negative. Si Cl2 natin from 0 naging negative 1. So it undergoes the reduction process. How about si chlorine as compared with the ClO3 negative? From 0 naging positive 5 po. So, diba? 0 to negative 1, tapos 0 to positive 5. But it undergoes both the reduction and oxidation process. So automatically po, it is categorized as disproportionation reaction. Let us now proceed with the last one. We have here the single replacement reaction. Please don't forget when we are talking about single replacement reaction, it is A plus BC produces AC plus B. Again, A plus BC produces AC plus B. Nagkapalit lang po sila. What I mean? Parang nangabit lang po si letter B po natin. A plus BC produces AC plus CC pala. CC pala. Nangabit. Okay. Let us now proceed with how to balance the redox reactions. Diba? We have two methods. We have the oxidation number method and the ion electron method or the half reaction method. Reminding you all that your examination comprises 100 items. And the 2 items which is 10 points each o 20 points na po agad sa examination po ninyo yung magbabalance po kayo ng redox reaction. So please, you have to familiarize yourself and dapat alam na po ninyong mag-balance po with the use of the oxidation number method and the ion electron method. Let us proceed first with the first method, the oxidation number method. With the oxidation number method, I already gave you a lot of examples. Let us try another one para at least hindi nyo po alam kung ano po ang magiging sagot po natin. So kindly try this one. We have the ferric oxide Fe2O3 plus carbon monoxide produces iron plus carbon dioxide. Again, ferric oxide plus carbon monoxide produces iron plus carbon dioxide. The first step is to identify ang kanyang oxidation state of each substances. Para po makapag-proceed tayo sa steps 2 to 6. Okay, kindly pause this one. Kung kailangan nyo po ng time to identify the oxidation state of each substances. 3, 2, 1. Okay, with the iron dito po, it is positive 3. Oxygen, negative 2. Si oxygen dito, negative 2. Si X natin, hahanapin ang value niya at ang nakuha ay positive 2. Si iron po dito, since it is an element, it is an individual atom, 0 po siya. Si oxygen dito, negative 2. Kukunin po ang value ni carbon, that is positive 4. Now, let us now proceed with the step 2. What is our step 2? Identify the atoms which undergo the change in oxidation number. Diba? We have how many elements? We have 3. The iron, oxygen, and the carbon. Make it sure that you have to identify yung 2 substances or 2 elements na yung isa nag-undergo ng oxidation process at yung isa nag-undergo ng reduction process. Let us observe si iron natin. From positive 3 naging 0. Increase or decrease? There is a decrease of oxidation state. Kaya maglalagay po tayo ng arrow sa baba niya. Decrease po yan. How about si oxygen po natin? From negative 2 naging negative 2. May changes po ba? Wala po. So wala pong ilalagay na arrow for the oxygen. How about the carbon? From positive 2 naging positive 4 po siya. Kung papansin po ninyo, may changes po. From positive 2 naging positive 4. Increase or decrease? There is an increase in oxidation number. Kaya naglagay po ako ng arrow sa taas. So let us now proceed with the step 3. With the step 3 now, calculate the increase and decrease in oxidation number with respect to reactant atoms. So bibilangin lang po natin kung ilan ang naging decrease niya at naging increase ng atin pong elements. Si iron po natin nag-increase or decrease, that is decrease. So there is a decrease. Ilan po ang naging decrease po niya? That is 3. So lalagay ko po ng 3. How about the carbon? From positive 2 naging positive 4. Ilan ang increase niya? 0, 2, or 4? That is 2. Bakit 2? Kasi from positive 2 naging positive 4. Positive 2 to positive 3, it's positive 3 naging positive 4. So dalawa po ang naging changes niya. There is an increase of 2. Let us now proceed with the step 4. What is the step 4? Equate the increase and decrease in oxidation number on the reactant side. So, i-reflect po natin or i-equate po natin yung naging changes po ng both elements po natin. O, copy nyo po muna. Wait lang. Si iron po natin, ilan po ang naging changes niya? 3. So, i-reflect po natin siya kay carbon monoxide. How about si carbon monoxide po natin? Si carbon po niya, there is an increase of 2. So, i-reflect po natin siya kay ferric oxide. So, yung dalawang changes po ni carbon monoxide, i-reflect ko po kay ferric oxide. So, 2 molecules of ferric oxide plus si carbon nga po ulit natin, si iron nga po ulit natin from positive 3 naging 0. I-reflect po natin si iron, yung changes ni iron doon sa second reactant po natin, which is the carbon monoxide. So, we have 3 molecules of carbon monoxide produces iron plus carbon dioxide. What is our step 5? Step 5, balance the number of copper and nitrogen atoms on both sides of the equation. Ibig sabihin lang po with step 5, balance the number of the atoms of those elements that undergo changes on both sides of the equation. So, again, ang unahin po natin si iron at si carbon. Iron and carbon. Iron and carbon. Si iron po natin, meron siyang 2 molecules. Times, ano ang kanyang subatomic particle? Ano ang kanyang subscript? That is 2. So, 2 times 2, that is 4. How about the iron in the product side? It is how many molecule? 1 lang po. Ano ang kanyang subscript? 1 lang din. So, 1. Balance po ba siya? Hindi po. So, dahil hindi po siya balance, meron pong isang side, reactant or product ang mag-a-adjust. Since yung product side po natin, it is just 1, maliit po siya as compared with 4, siya po ang mag-a-adjust. Then with iron, we have to multiply it to 4 para maging balance po siya sa reactant side. Let us proceed with the carbon. Now, si carbon natin, we have 3 molecules of carbon times 1, that is 3. About this one, 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Again, di na naman balance kay product side. So, babaguhin po natin ang kanyang number of molecules. So, 3 times 1, that is 3. Para maging balance po. So, we have to reflect it now. So, 2Fe2O3 plus 3 carbon monoxide produces, ilan nga ulit yung changes kay iron? From 1 naging 4. So, 4 iron plus si carbon dioxide po natin, si carbon po natin naging 3. So, 3 molecules of carbon dioxide. The last step now is yung mga elements na hindi po nag-undergo ng changes. We have here the oxygen. Then, oxygen here. With our oxygen po, we have to identify now the number of oxygen. Ilan ang oxygen natin dito? 2 times 3. 2 times 3, that is 6. How about sa another reactant niya? 3 times 1, that is 3. How about this one? That is 3 times 2, which is 6. Kung papansin po ninyo, hindi po siya balance. Hindi po siya balance. So automatically, meron po ulit side na mag-a-adjust po. Reactant po ba or product side? Automatically, the product side. Because again, yun po ang may kaunting bilang ni oxygen atom po natin. Ngayon, para mabalance po siya, check po ninyo yung element, yung side din po sa reactant na maliit po. O, di ba? Wait lang. Si oxygen po natin, di ba ano ang total niyan? 9. Ito, 6 lang po. So, babaguhin ko po ang molecules ng oxygen, magiging 4. 4 times 2, that is 8. It is still mababa as compared with the reactant. So, babaguhin ko ulit siya, gagawin kong 5. 5 times 2, that is 10. Magkaiba na po sila ngayon. 5 times 2, 10, tapos yung kabila, 9. So, meron pong isang side na kailangan pong mag-adjust. Ano po iyon? Wait lang, tama ba? Ito. So, 5. Ito po ang babaguhin ko. Bakit yan po ang babaguhin ko? Kasi yan po ang may pinakamaliit na value as compared with the first one. So, magiging 5 times 1 na yan. Nasa yung eraser niya dito. Ayan. Magiging 5 times 1. 5 times 1, that is 5. O, 6 plus 5, that is 11. Yun na naman po sila balance. So, sunod po natin si 6 dito. 6 times 2, that is now 12. Baguhin po natin yun. 6 times 1, that is 6. 6 plus 6, that is now 12. Balance na po ba si oxygen? Yes po. So, check po, ang magiging final po niyan is 2Fe2O3 plus 6 carbon monoxide produces 4 atoms of iron plus 6 molecules of carbon dioxide. O, bilangin po ulit natin kung pantay po sila. Si iron po natin sa reactant, 2 times 2, that is 4. Sa product, 4 times 1, that is 4. So, balance po sila. How about carbon sa reactant side? 6 times 1, that is 6. 6 times 1 sa product side, that is 6. So, balance pa rin po. How about the oxygen? 2 times 3, tapos 6 times 1, that is 6 plus 6, that is 12. How about sa product side? 6 times 2, that is 12. So, balance po siya. I hope na iintindihan po ninyo ang oxidation number method. Let us now proceed with the ion-electron method. Ito na po, may clue po tayo. In your examination po, please, a reminder. Yung dalawang items po na kailangan po ninyong i-balance, which is worth 10 points each, so 20 points na po. Ang gagamitin nyo lang po ay oxidation number method. Para hindi na po kayo mahirapan. Kasi alam kong nahihirapan po ang karamihan po rito with the ion-electron method. So sir, bakit kailangan mo pa siyang i-discuss? Kasi lalabas naman po ito sa multiple choice. But with the multiple choice, it is just 4 to 6 items ata with the ion-electron method. So, with the ion-electron method, since meron po tayong example po dyan, baguhin naman natin. Let us have another one. Para at least hindi nyo po alam kung ano ang sagot. Let us have MnO4 negative plus I negative produces Mn2 positive plus 2 atoms of iodine. Alam ko may mga ibang sections po na na-discuss ko po to kasi ayan nga, masyado pang mahaba yung oras kaya diniscuss ko siya. So with this one, sa ibang sections po, pakisolve po to. Yung sa section po na tapos na, wag na lang po tignan ang notebook. So ngayon, again, ang first step po niya, you have to identify the oxidation number. You can pause the review video kung kailangan nyo po ng time para i-identify po ang kanyang oxidation number. 321, 321. Oh, I have to identify now. Si Mn po dito, that is positive 7. Si oxygen, negative 2. Iodine, kasi may charge po siya, negative 1. May automatic charge na, positive 2. And si iodine dito ay 0. Next step po natin, identify po natin kung ano po ang nag-undergo ng reduction and oxidation process. Because in the ion-electron method, we have to divide. Kaya nga po, tinawag po siyang si ion-electron method. It is called as the half reaction method because we are breaking the overall reaction into 2 separate parts. Again, we are breaking the overall reaction into 2 separate parts for the ion-electron method. So, alin po kaya ang nag-undergo ng oxidation and ng reduction process? Si Mn natin from positive 7 naging positive 2. From positive 7 to positive 2, decrease or increase? Nag-decrease po siya. So, ilalagay po natin siya sa reduction process. So, MnO4 negative produces Mn2 positive. How about the iodine? The oxygen, negative 2 to, wala naman siya sa product side. So, wag mo na yan. Si iodine, from negative 1 to 0. So, there is an increase. So, iodine negative produces 2 atoms of iodine. Next naman po ngayon, next step is to check kung tama po ba ang bilang ng kanyang atoms, kung balance po ba sila. Si iodine po sa reactant side isa lang, while the product side dalawa po. So they are unbalanced. So automatically mag-a-adjust sa reactant side, so ito po ay magiging 2 molecules of iodine. So balance na po sila sa iodine. How about sa product side po natin, si Mn niya, sa reduction process, si Mn niya isa lang. Tapos sa product side, isa lang din. So balance po sila. Done na po ba? Not yet. Because as you can observe in the reduction process, si oxygen po natin is, in the reduction process, meron po tayong oxygen na atom. So automatically, kailangan po rin mag-reflect ng oxygen po sa product side. So MnO4 negative produces Mn2 positive plus, ano pong i-add ko? Again, in the ion electron method, it is water. It must be a water molecule. Ilan nga po ang bilang ni oxygen? Yun po ang mag-a-identify ng bilang ng molecules of the water. Ilan nga po ulit ang nakikita po ninyong bilang? That is 4. So there are 4 molecules of water. Ngayon sir, paano naman yan? Meron po tayong hydrogen sa product side, sa reactant side wala po. So magre-reflect po tayo, maglalagay po tayo ngayon ng hydrogen ion sa reactant side. So MnO4 negative plus, ilan po ang hydrogen sa product side? 4 times 2, that is 8. So 8 hydrogen, but let us place a charge sa taas niya, positive po. Wait lang. Itong sulat ko din part. 8 hydrogen ion produces Mn2 positive plus 4 molecules of water. Done na ba? Not yet. Because with this one, again, it is ion electron method. So we have to identify kung ano po ang what we call this one, ang changes po niya in the electron, yung difference po nila sa electron, number of electrons. Ayaw din natin from negative 1 naging 0. So maglalagay po tayo ng E negative dito. Bakit dyan ko po nilagay sa product side ang E negative? Because kung saan pong nag-reflect na may increase ng oxidation number, doon po siya i-reflect. So sa product side, naglagay po ako ng E negative. Bakit iisa lang? Kasi isa lang naman ang naging changes. So let us now proceed with the reduction process. With the reduction process as compared with the oxidation reaction method, ito po kasi nasa molecule po, yung MnO4 natin. Tapos meron pa tayong additional na water, tapos hydrogen ion. So ang gagawin po natin, we have to multiply the number of the coefficient with the charge po. So 1 times, what is the charge? Negative 1. Plus, what is the number of molecules? 8. Ano ang kanyang charge? Positive. Positive 1. 1 times negative 1, negative 1. Plus 8 times positive 1, that is positive 8. What is now the answer? Positive 7. How about sa product side? Si Mn natin, meron po siyang positive 2. So 1 times positive 2. Pero kung si water naman po kasi natin, wala siyang charge. So that is 0. 1 times positive 2, that is positive 2. Ngayon, ilan po ang difference po ng kanilang oxidation, ng kanilang charges? Si reactant merong positive 7, while the product side it is positive 2. So there are 5 na difference po ng kanilang electrons. So we have to reflect it in the side na may mataas po na value or mas malapit po sa positive po, which is positive 7. So MnO4 negative plus 8H positive plus, wait lang, nagulo na si John Park. So that is MnO4 negative plus 8H positive plus, you have to include now the 5E negative plus Mn2 positive plus how many molecules of water? 4 po. Next, since kung mapapansin po ninyo, hindi po ulit balance ang bilang ng number of electrons ni oxidation process and reduction process. Sir, paano mo po nasasabi? Paano mo nasabi? Yung electron po ni oxidation dito ay 1 lang. With this one, it is 5. O, di na naman po sila balance. So, mag-a-adjust po yung nag-undergo ng oxidation number. So, we have to multiply it to 5 para maging the same po sila or balance. 5 times 2, that is 10. So 10 ay negative. Produces 5 times 1, that is 5. 5 ay 2 plus 5e negative. Ngayon, dahil balance naman na po ang bilang ng kanilang electron, cancel out. Then the last one, you have to copy now all the molecules both in the reduction and the oxidation process. So MnO4 negative plus 8H positive plus, meron pa tayo na iwan doon, plus 10I plus 10I negative produces Mn2 positive plus how many molecules of water? 4 molecules of water plus the 5I2. 5 molecules of 2 atoms of iodine. Additionally, with the ion electron method, we have to identify if it is acidic or basic. Sir, paano po mag-identify if it is acidic or basic? Check po ninyo kung saan po makikita ang hydrogen ion. Sa reactant or sa product side po. Mapapansin po ninyo yung hydrogen ion po natin dito sa example ay makikita sa reactant side. So dahil may hydrogen ion tayo sa reactant side, that is what we call the acidic in classification. Pero kung meron po tayong we call this one, meron naman tayong hydrogen ion sa product side, that is now basic. Meron po tayo dito. Instead of just sa reactant, meron siya sa product side. But I won't give any more example for the ion electron method because again, wala naman po siya sa balancing. Meron lang po basta yung nasa sa questions sa example niya sa multiple choice ng ion electron method, yan lang po, panay acidic lang po yun. Di naman po siya basic. So, magigets niya po agad siya. As long as mag-gets niya po itong ion electron method in its acidic form. Yan. Wait lang, I have to discuss, ito po, difference between total cell reaction and the half cell reaction. Half cell reaction refers to the individual oxidation or reduction reactions, each involving the transfer of electrons. While the total cell reaction, overall reaction, where the electrons from the half reactions have been combined and cancelled out, resulting in no free electrons in the equation. So kumbaga yung kanina po kasi, eto po, yung dinivide po natin siya into oxidation and reduction, that is half cell reaction. Tapos eto pong dulo, dahil nag-cancel out na po tayo ng 5e negative po natin, yung final answer po natin, that is now the total cell reaction. And the last one in the redox reaction, we have here this one. In a basic solution, hydroxide ion is added to both sides of the redox reaction for every hydrogen ion that appears. Na-discuss ko naman na yan, na-discuss ko po yan face to face. Nabigay po ko ng example in the basic solution. Please don't forget that. So that ends for the redox reaction. Okay, let us now proceed with the acids and bases. Wait lang, I have to reply lang sa message po. 15 seconds. Okay, let us now proceed with the acids and bases. With the acids and bases, na-discuss ko naman na po siya face-to-face, pero i-emphasize ko lang po kung ano po yung mga lalabas po sa exam po ninyo. Again, 60 items, redox reaction, 40 items, acids and bases. Acids and bases, we have three theories: Arrhenius theory, the Bronsted-Lowry theory, and the Lewis theory. With the Arrhenius theory, please don't forget lang, with Arrhenius acid produces hydrogen ion in water. For example, we have here the hydrochloric acid. With the hydrochloric acid, it is an acid in classification. Automatically po, ang mangyayari po dyan ay hydrochloric acid po yan. There is a production of the hydrogen ion. Hydrogen ion. Anong naiwan? Chlorine ion. Since hydrogen ion po natin, it is a positive in charge. Si chlorine ion dapat negative ang charge. Next, Arrhenius base produces hydroxide ion in water. Like for example, we have here the sodium hydroxide. It is ending with hydroxide. Since it is ending with hydroxide, it is a base in classification po. Sabi po natin kay Arrhenius base po natin produces hydroxide ion in water. So kung papansin po ninyo, again, dapat sa water substance lang po siya maa-add. So there is now a production of the hydroxide ion. Si hydroxide po natin, it is a negative in charge. Please don't forget that. Si hydrogen ion, positive. Hydroxide ion, negative. Meron ng hydroxide production. Ngayon, naiwan ay si sodium. So nilagay ko si sodium dyan, then positive po yun. So dapat positive, negative. Positive, negative. Let us now proceed with the second theory. Ito, marami pang lalabas sa second theory po natin, which is the Bronsted-Lowry theory. At least 3 to 5 items ata yun. With this one, please don't forget lang, if it is ending with acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid, carbonic acid, and acetic acid, it is an Arrhenius acid in classification. While if it is hydroxide, ang ending niya like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, the ending is hydroxide, that is an Arrhenius base in classification po. Let us proceed with the second theory. We have here the Bronsted-Lowry theory. With the Bronsted-Lowry theory, we have here the Bronsted-Lowry acid and the Bronsted-Lowry base. With the Bronsted-Lowry acid, please don't forget also the definition. Bronsted-Lowry acid, that is a proton donor, while the Bronsted-Lowry base, that is a proton acceptor po. Like for example, we have here the hydrochloric acid plus the hydrochloric acid plus water produces hydronium plus chlorine ion. Wait lang. Wait lang Okay. With the Bronsted-Lowry theory, please don't forget na sa reactant side lang po natin makikita po ang atin pong Bronsted-Lowry acid and Bronsted-Lowry base. While the product side, yung conjugate acid and conjugate base. Wait lang, I forgot to mention. Meron po tayo at kasama po pala sa example ninyo yung parts of a chemical reaction. Ano nga ulit yun? We have the first part. Wait lang. Gawin natin to. Ito na lang. Fe2O3 plus CO. Fe2O3 plus CO produces Fe plus carbon dioxide. O, di ba meron tayong different parts of a chemical reaction. First, reactant. Ano po pag sinasabi nating reactant side, reactant, yung beginning or yung starting po na substances po natin. It is separated by an arrow. So ito po yung sinasabi nating reactants. While yung product side po natin, dito po siya sa right side. Reactants, product. Sir, anong ibig sabihin po ng arrow? It is not just arrow, it means produces or yields. Next, fourth part is yung maliit po dyan. Like ito, carbon dioxide, yung 2 niya po dyan, that is called subscript. The subscript indicates the number of atoms. Meron naman din po tayong tinatawag as coefficient. Like for example, naglagay ako ng 1 dyan or ng 2 po. That is what we call the coefficient. The coefficient indicates the number of molecules. Subscript, atoms, coefficient, number of molecules. And the last one po, please don't forget the states of matter. L stands for liquid, S stands for solid, G stands for gas, and AQ stands for aqueous solution, aqueous solution. Please don't forget that. Let us continue yung acids and bases po natin. So again, sa reactant side po natin, Bronsted-Lowry acid and Bronsted-Lowry base. Again, we have to compare yung kung ano pong nangyari sa kanya after being added to water. Si hydrochloric acid po natin, from hydrochloric acid, naging chlorine ion na lang po siya. Ano pong nangyari? Ano pong ginawa niya? Nag-donate or nag-accept? It donates a proton, which is the hydrogen. Kasi kung papansin po ninyo, it is hydrochloric acid dito. Pero dito, chlorine ion na lang siya. Nag-donate po kasi siya ng hydrogen ion. Since it donates a hydrogen ion po, ng hydrogen, I should say, a hydrogen atom, it is what we call the Bronsted-Lowry acid. Since it is the Bronsted-Lowry acid, ang kanya pong kapartner, which is the chlorine ion po. Si chlorine ion po natin, it is now what we call the conjugate base, yung kapartner po niya. Bronsted-Lowry acid, sa reactant, yung kapartner niya po sa product side, it is what we call the conjugate base. Ngayon, si water po natin, kung mapapansin po ninyo, from water naging hydronium. Nadagdagan po ang kanyang hydrogen atom. So it is the proton acceptor. So that is the Bronsted-Lowry base. Lagay ng arrow sa taas. So it is what we call the conjugate acid. Kung ano po ka-partner ni Bronsted-Lowry acid, that is the conjugate base. Partner po ni Bronsted-Lowry base, that is the conjugate acid po. I hope naiintindihan po ninyo kung paano po mag-identify ng Bronsted-Lowry acid, Bronsted-Lowry base, conjugate acid, and conjugate base. Marami po akong binigay na examples nung discussion po natin. Nakatatlo din po ako, so 4 na chemical reactions. Marami po kasi sa example ninyo na ganyan. Wait lang, try lang po natin to. Meron po kasi sa question na wala po siya sa chemical reaction. Ang ibibigay lang po ay isang substance. Like for example, lagay ko dito, H2SO4. Sabi po diyan, H2SO4 is a Bronsted-Lowry acid. What is the conjugate base of the H2SO4? Siyempre, Bronsted-Lowry acid yan, conjugate base to. Ano nga ulit ang role ni Bronsted-Lowry acid? Mag-accept or mag-donate? Mag-donate. Kapag nag-donate po ba siya, madadagdagan or mababawasan ng hydrogen ion? Mababawasan po. So the conjugate base of the H2SO4 is HSO4. Anong charge niya? Magiging negative po. Sana po nakakasunod po kayo riyan. Next po tayo. Let us continue. Wait lang po everyone. Saglit lang po. Nanap kasi ako sa office. Okay, let us continue. Yung third theory po natin, we have the Lewis theory. With the Lewis theory, Lewis acid, electron pair acceptor. Lewis base, the electron pair donor. Kung kanina po, dito po, Bronsted-Lowry acid, proton donor, Bronsted-Lowry base, proton acceptor. Dito naman po, conjugate tuloy. Yung Lewis acid natin, electron pair acceptor. Lewis base natin, electron pair donor. Please don't forget the following physiological importance. Stomach secretes hydrochloric acid. Pancreas secretes bicarbonate. Cells depend on a specific pH to carry out metabolism and oxygen delivery. Wag na po yan. Wag na po yung i-review. Wag na rin po pala to. Wag na pong i-review yan. Wag na po yan. Eto po. Please don't forget lang, pag sinasabi po natin conjugate acid-base pair, it differs by one proton. Pinagkaiba po ulit nila isang proton lamang po. For example, I have here a carbonic acid is reversible with the bicarbonate. Ano po ang kanyang difference? One hydrogen atom. So automatically, that is a conjugate acid-base pair. It differs by one proton. Next po, wag na po yung clinical relevance niya. We have here the acid ionization constant. Wag na pong i-memorize po natin. Basta please don't forget lang, pag sinasabi po natin Ka, it measures how much an acid ionizes. Ionization is just the same or same thought po sila ni dissociation. Ionization or dissociation. So, Ka measures how much an acid ionizes or dissociates. Meron po kasi tayong tinatawag as, nagay ulit tayo dito. Meron tayong tinatawag na Ka, pKa, Kb, and pKb. The A stands for acid. B stands for base. Yung K stands for dissociation constant or ionization constant. While the P stands for negative 10 logarithm. O Ka, ibig sabihin acid dissociation constant. Kb, it stands for base dissociation constant. pKa, acid, negative 10 logarithm of acid dissociation constant. pKb, negative 10 logarithm of base dissociation constant. Nagigets niyo po yan. Let us continue. Wag na po yung clinical relevance niya. Ayan, yung properties of acids and bases. Acids, sortase, it reacts with metal. The pH is lesser than 7. While the bases, it is bitter or slippery. The pH is greater than 7 po. Please don't forget yung atin pong pH scale from 0 to 14. Ito, 7 to. From 0 to 6.9, 0 to 6.9, that is what we call acid in classification. From 7.7, from 7.1 to 14.0, that is a base in classification. O meron na naman tayong strong acid, tapos strong base, tapos weak acid, tapos weak base. Kapag strong acid po natin, it is from 0 to 3.0. Weak acid from 3.1 to 6.9. Weak base 7.1 to 11.0, while 11.1 to 14 that is strong base. Tuloy natin. Ito po. Water is amphoteric. Please don't forget, when we are talking about water as amphoteric, it acts as acid and base. It can be an acid, it can also be a base. Like for example, we have the rainwater, the tap water. It depends on the type of water. So water is amphoteric. Wag na rin po yan, wag na po yan. O yan, please don't forget, kapag the blue litmus paper, it turns red. The blue litmus paper turns red. It is an acid in classification. But if the red litmus paper, it turns, if the red litmus paper turns blue, it means that it is alkali or basic in classification. So, magiging red, that is acid. Kapag naging blue po siya, it is now base. O, ayan. Please don't forget the following formula. So, wag po itong kakalimutan yung acidosis and alkalosis po natin. Below 7.35 acidosis, above 7.45 alkalosis. The range of the blood pH number is 7.35 to 7.45. Ayan, meron po tayong 5 formulas. pH is equal to negative logarithm times hydrogen ion and the following po. Mamaya po tayo magbigay ng examples, ilas po natin yan. Ayan, please don't forget lang si buffers po natin. When we are talking about buffers, resist changes in pH. Blood relies on bicarbonate carbonic acid system. Please don't forget that yung definition ni buffers po natin. Na-discuss ko na kung anong ibig sabihin ni pKa. Huwag na din po yung clinical relevance. Ayan. Let us now proceed with the problem solving. With the use of the 5 formulas here. Ayan po. And ito po. Yung pH is equal to pKa plus logarithm times base divided by acid. Magbibigay ako of course ng ibang example para at least hindi nyo po alam yung sagot at matry po ninyo. Okay, ito po. Saan yun? Calculate the pH and pOH of a 0.0325 molarity of nitric acid. Ngayong chemical formula, HNO3. Okay, pwede niyo po itong i-pause para at least masagutan po ninyo before I will give the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let us solve the problem. Now, identify po ninyo, syempre di ba sinasolve natin ang pH and pOH po. Now, sir, paano po, anong uunahin ko po? pH or pOH? First, observe kung ano po ang kanyang solution. Kung anong substance po siya. Di ba, we have here the nitric acid. Ano po ang classification ni nitric acid? Acid or a base in classification? That is, of course, an acid in classification. So, ang una po nating isa-solve ay si pH. pH is equal to negative logarithm times the value of the hydrogen ion is equal to negative log. What is the value of the hydrogen ion? That is 0.0325 molarity. Paki-compute po yan. Negative log times 0.0235 molarity. That is 1.6. 325 pala. 325 not 235. 0325. That is 1.48. I need one decimal place lang, so 1.5. Now, let us solve for the value of the POH. For the POH, may binigay po bang ibang value dyan ni hydroxide ion? Wala po. So, ang gagamitin po natin na formula is yung pH plus POH is equal to 14. Now, what is the value of the pH? 1.5. Plus, what is the value of the POH? Of course, hanapin pa po. So, POH is equal to 14. So, POH is equal to 14. The transpose or the transfer po natin sa 1.5 sa product side para po mahanap ang value ni POH. From positive 1.5, magiging minus po yan. 1 minus 1.5. So, what is now the value of the POH? POH is equal to 12.5. Very simple lang naman po to. Basta wag lang po kakalimutang i-identify ng tama yung substance po natin. Again, if it is ending with acid, it is an acid in classification. If it is ending with hydroxide, the OH, it means that it is a base in classification po. Okay, let us solve for the hydrogen and hydroxide ion naman. Paano kapag ang missing po natin ay hydrogen and hydroxide ion? Wait lang, hanap lang for example. Okay, sige, the same pa rin pero babuhin ko na lang yung value niya. A lemon juice, sige, a lemon juice has a pH of 3.7. Determine the hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion of the lemon juice. So, meron po tayong H positive pati OH negative. Ngayon, first, you have to identify kung ano muna ang binigay na value po, which is pH, which is equal to 3.7. So, anong unang si-solve po natin? Hydrogen ion or hydroxide ion? Automatically, si hydrogen ion po natin. So, hydrogen ion is equal to 10 raised to, what is the value of the pH? That is 3.7. Please don't forget that it must be negative po ang kanyang exponent. So, raised to negative 3.7. What is the value of the hydrogen ion? 10 raised to negative 3.7. That is 2.00. 2.00 times 10 raised to negative 4. Please don't forget the unit, molarity. Again, kapag ang hinahanap po ay hydrogen and hydroxide ion, molarity ang kanyang sign. But if the missing variable is pH and POH, wala po siyang what do you call this one? Unit ng molarity. Okay, I hope nakakasunod po kayo. And the last one, we have here the pH is equal to pKa plus log times base divided by acid. Ito po, pasensya na po agad. Since it is already 12:30 p.m., 1 o'clock po ang akin pong proctoring. Magla-lunch pa po ako. So pasensya na, I will provide na lang yung problem po sa GC. Yes po, I will send the problem in the GC. Then this afternoon po. Then afterwards, before matapos po ang gabi, I will send the answer. So you have to answer it before mag 9 p.m. na lang. Again, I will send what do you call this one? The worded problem sa GC po ninyo, tapos kindly finish or have it before 9 p.m. because I will send the answer ng 9 p.m. po sa GC. So that ends our review session for the midterm. I hope it really helps you to have a higher score in the midterm coverage. Good luck, everyone, and I'm hoping, always hoping that you will pass the analytical chemistry, will get a higher score, and you will improve in this subject. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy lunch, happy dinner, and happy review. Good luck, future medical technologists. Again, I'm Mr. Miles Johnson Imadria. For the meantime, I'm signing off for the review video. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much.